Most people think their biggest problem is a lack of motivation. They really believe that if they could just find that missing spark, everything would change. They'd finally hit the gym. They'd fix their broken routines. They'd build an unshakable, disciplined life. Look around. Most people spend their entire lives waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel inspired, waiting for the perfect Monday, waiting for the perfect year. And while they wait, someone else builds the life they wanted. But that's a lie. It's just a comfortable excuse. The real truth is much harder to face. You see, most people don't lack motivation. They lack structure. Motivation is just an emotional vapor. It's unreliable. It's moody. And it doesn't care about your long-term success. It is not the raw material that builds a disciplined life. If you've been waiting to feel ready before taking action, you've already lost. You're waiting for a change in the weather inside your head that may never come, while your life quietly slips away. In this video, we are going to break down the exact framework you need to build the type of discipline 99% of the world will never have. Not by trying harder, but by changing your design. Let's begin. When people hear the word discipline, they immediately think of the struggle. They think it means dragging yourself out of bed at dawn. They think it means working until your eyes burn. They think it means pushing through pure physical and mental agony. But those are just the side effects of discipline. They are not the root cause. Real discipline is not a single, heroic action. Real discipline is a system of pre-made decisions that completely removes choice from weakness. Most people fail to stick to a change because they wake up every single morning and start debating with their own impulses. They sit on the edge of the bed and ask themselves fatal questions. Should I go to the gym today? Should I just start fresh on Monday? Will it really matter if I skip just this one time? The moment you open that courtroom inside your head, you've already lost. You are trying to debate a primitive brain that is hardwired to choose comfort over friction. And that inner voice is a master defense attorney. Every single time you negotiate with your impulses, a small collapse happens. You give up a piece of your mental control. You surrender a small piece of your psychological sovereignty. Most people never notice it happening. They only notice the result years later. It doesn't happen with a massive, dramatic failure. It happens quietly, in the dark, through 1,000 tiny surrenders that slowly kill your self-respect until you are entirely ruled by how you feel in the moment. Think about that. Stop negotiating with a broken inner voice. True discipline doesn't debate. It executes a verdict that has already been passed. Here is the truth that self-help gurus completely hide from you. Most people are not lazy. They are just unstructured. They have desires. They have intelligence. They have potential. But their daily life is built on reaction, not design. They don't control their day. They just respond to whatever hits them. They react to their current mood. They react to their low energy. They react to their immediate environment. They react to temporary waves of emotion. Because they are purely reactive, their life is completely unstable. One good day, with a burst of motivation, leads to a sudden spike of activity. One bad day with a minor setback or a wave of fatigue leads to a total structural collapse. Imagine building a house on sand. It looks stable when the weather is perfect. Then the first storm arrives. That erratic loop is not discipline. That is emotional survival. You are letting the weather of the world dictate whether you build your house or let it burn. Now here's where things get dangerous. Real discipline only starts when your decisions stop depending on how you feel. It works when you are tired. It works when you are uninspired. It works when your life is chaotic. If you only execute when conditions are perfect, your progress will always be an accident of circumstance. Design a life that works independent of your emotions. When someone realizes their life is standing still, their default solution is always the same phrase: "I just need to try harder." That sentence has destroyed more goals than laziness ever has. But trying harder within a broken system is a trap. It is an exhausting waste of human energy, because your willpower is a limited resource. You cannot outmuscle your own psychology through sheer effort forever. Your battery will eventually run dry, and when it does, the rubber band snaps back with devastating force. You've probably done this yourself. This exact flaw is why the same cycle repeats across the world every single year. People start with massive momentum in January. They completely quit by the middle of February. They try to restart out of guilt in March. They collapse again by April. This failure doesn't happen because these people are weak or fundamentally broken. It happens because they are using a broken system. Trying harder without changing your underlying structure is exactly like bailing water out of a sinking boat without ever plugging the hole in the hull. You are working furiously, your heart rate is high, and you are exhausting your muscles, but you are mathematically guaranteed to go under. You don't need an injection of frantic effort. You need a radical overhaul of your daily design. Stop relying on the intensity of your desire. Start relying on the strength of your structure. The people you look up to, who seem to have unshakable discipline, are not genetic anomalies. They are not superheroes, born without a desire for comfort. They are simply architects of structure. Their primary talent is not resisting temptation. It is the systematic removal of choices before those choices ever have a chance to show up. They automate their actions to protect their mental energy. They don't wake up in the morning and debate whether to train. They already decided the time, the place, and the plan the night before. They don't sit at their desk and ask, "Do I feel like working right now?" They have already built a non-negotiable block of time into their schedule that removes the question entirely. They don't lean on the shifting sand of motivation. They anchor themselves to the bedrock of identity. And identity is an absolute powerhouse. Discipline becomes easier when identity becomes heavier. When you shift your perspective from "I am trying to be disciplined" to "I am a disciplined person who executes no matter what," the internal conversation changes completely. This is where most people fail. You stop treating your goals as an ongoing option. You begin treating them as a simple, mechanical duty. You don't negotiate whether you breathe, brush your teeth, or show up to protect your family. When an action becomes a part of who you are, the friction vanishes. Build the structure, protect the identity, and the habits will take care of themselves. Most people completely underestimate the silent pull of their physical surroundings. They assume their mindset is an isolated fortress that can beat any external force through raw mental strength. But the reality is clear. Your immediate environment is shaping your behavior far more aggressively than your mindset ever could. If your daily environment is built to reward distraction, your discipline will eventually break. If your phone is constantly sitting face up within arm's reach, then distraction is not an accident. It is your default setting. If your screen is flashing with a relentless stream of notifications, if cheap entertainment is always 1 second away, you will eventually give in, not because your character is defective or your soul is weak, but because you are choosing to fight an uphill battle against an environment designed for your distraction. Let that sink in. Discipline is not just an internal, mental trait. Discipline is an external, physical design choice. The truly disciplined do not rely on sheer mental resistance to fight off temptation. They ruthlessly alter their environment to make compliance easy and distraction incredibly difficult. They put the phone in another room. They lock down their access to digital garbage. They clear their physical space for absolute focus. If you do not intentionally design your environment will design your failures. Change your space, and your behavior will follow automatically. The specific brand of discipline that most people will live and die without ever building is not about doing more things through exhausting strain. It is about something far more strategic. It is about systematically removing the exhausting need to decide your actions every single day. Every single time you allow an important task to rely on your immediate mood, you introduce instability into your consistency. And every single time you outsource that action to a rigid, pre-made structure, you take back total control over your destiny. So, as you close this video, stop asking yourself the amateur's question. How motivated do I feel right now? Force yourself to answer the master's question. What specific systems are controlling my life right now? Look at your routine. Look at your environment. Look at your calendar. Because once you strip away the illusion of choice and anchor your days to an unyielding design, you stop being someone who spends their life desperately trying to be disciplined, and you finally become someone who has engineered a life where failure is simply no longer an option. The people you admire are not stronger than you. They simply stopped negotiating with themselves. The clock is ticking. Build the structure. Stop the debate.